Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. You know it is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. Alright, before we get started, I'm just going to say this in the beginning before we get started. Make sure you got your drink in hand. Hear that? Make sure you got your snacks in hand, because it's going to be a good one. And you know what time it is. It's graphics card nightmares right here on JJ's PC Builds. But before we get into it, I want y'all to stick around for this, because I'm just going to say this real quick at the beginning, and I'm going to give you more commentary about it at the end. But I'm going to say like this. Just because a manufacturer has problems with their devices does not mean I'm going to give up on those devices, because they will, in time, will get the problems fixed. Okay, just like the thing with AMD and Asus having a problem with the motherboard to processor, I'm sure that'll get worked out in time. I'm not going to bail out on Asus just because somebody says, well, you know, that for the last couple years they've been, falling down, 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 down. Well, y'all said that about AMD. And you said that you've been saying that for about 10 plus years at AMD because of their driver software and everything else and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so just because somebody doesn't like something that somebody did doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It just means that, the way the company works is this. You got the company, and behind that, you got the manufacturing, and then behind that, you got your technicians, behind that, and so on. Okay? You can't judge a book by its cover. Asus is one company. Okay? They probably leased their stuff out to another company which builds their motherboards, okay, and so on. If they're a United States based company, they probably outsource their motherboards to be built like in China. Okay, y'all kind of missed the point on the bus. If they had a mistake over in China on the motherboards, then that could be the cause and effect of everything. Because do remember, they manufacture the motherboards and install the what? Come on, you all know what it is. Come on, say it. The BIOS. That's all done in one place. You think they do that in two different places? They might. So, if there's a manufacturing problem, I'm sure in time Asus will get it sorted out. Hey, I got Asus motherboard in my computer. I'm not going to bail out on them just because, some don't work in this and that. All I do is I'll talk, if they talk with me, I'll talk with them and tell them strictly straight up 100% if it's good or bad. I've been running Asus motherboard right here, a B450. DDR4 motherboard for 8 months. Solid. And I've been running this hardcore solid for 8 months with the Ryzen 5 5600G. Hardcore solid for 8 months. Now, I got a couple more pieces I got to get for this computer to make it solid 100%. And in the future, when I do the upgrades to this computer, you all are going to see that. I'm not going to give up on the motherboard just yet, because it has more potential. You still can put up to 128 gigabytes of RAM in there. Okay? You could still put a big old, gargantuan dedicated GPU in there. You could still upgrade the processor up to a higher processor, like a 5700, maybe a 5800X, or so on. This has all the capabilities of a B550 and this B450. There's only a couple capabilities that are missing, and that's the PCIe 4.0. This has got PCIe 3.0 x16, which would equal to PCIe 4.0 x4. Okay, so you have to look at the caveat to this. I haven't given up on ASUS yet. And ASUS, understand this. I haven't given up on you. Everybody else is going to give up on you. I ain't going to give up on you. And I'm telling you straight up because I have a feeling that you'll get your problems sorted. And with a little bit of help with reviewers, I'm sure you can narrow it down, right? And you can come up with an utmost solution to fix the BIOS problem. Maybe it's not a BIOS problem. Maybe it's a hardware problem. Maybe it's a piece of the hardware that's overvolting the processor. You know, if you got too large of a capacitor right here, or too big of a resistor there, or, you know, something like that, kind of upgrades the voltage going to the processor. So I'm sure that it's probably a component problem that everybody's mislooking at. See, just don't think it's because it's software. Okay, that it's a BIOS problem. It could be much more than a BIOS problem. Use your common sense. If you don't understand how electronics work and know the values of your components, which you haven't tested, I suggest you start there first to see if the value of the components are correct compared, you know, on the motherboard. You know, for the motherboard, manufacturers have a chart. And I'm sure they have a chart out there for the motherboard to tell you what value of component is supposed to be in certain places. Did you check with the FLIR? Did you check with the FLIR to see if there's anything else than the motherboard that's heating up? No, you didn't. Do your diligence and check very closely. When it comes to finding a short circuit on a motherboard. And do remember, a resistor can short circuit just like a capacitor can short circuit, just like a transistor can short circuit, either to hot or ground, positive or negative. Do remember, you're working in DC, direct current. You're not working in AC, alternating current. When you plug in from your wall socket to your PSU, you're going from AC to DC voltage. So I'm just getting into it like this, and I'm telling everybody, don't give up on ASUS just yet. They will find the problem, which I know other reviewers have been helping and, you know, saying, hey, ASUS, here's the problem. You know, look at it like this. But here's my solution to the problem to help out. Is do a little bit more checking before you can rule it out that it's all software. Check and see if components are getting hot that are around the processor at idle before you decide to rule out and investigate the BIOS problem. I'm sure that, you know, with too much power going to one place, it's usually an overvolting issue. Usually means that it could be a higher transistor, you know, voltage transistor that's pumping too much power to one place. Now, just keep that in mind. But anyway, I'm not going to bore you all with the computations of what's going on with that issue. But there are some people that have issues with many things. have confidence in the manufacturers. They are working hard, and believe it or not, they're pumping out a lot of products, and something can be missed. You know, a whole SKU can be missed. It's not that they meant it to be, it's just it's something on the manufacturer part, not the company's part. The company outsources their products to another company, which that company builds their boards and then sends it back to them, and then they ship it out to other companies, and so on and so forth. It's one hand washes another. So again, don't rule out everything just yet. Don't give up on Asus just yet. I understand there's a little PR problem, but there's no sense of getting pissed off about a little PR problem. Maybe it's some miscommunication in the PR problem. So it happens in business. You have miscommunication when it comes to a product and everything else. And I understand that they put that little sign out that says if you put this in there, blah, 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 it voids the warranty. Okay, understand this. No matter what you do to anything, any device, when it comes to electronics, if you alter or deviate it from its original SKU, it's gonna void the warranty anyway. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay? If you upgrade something, it doesn't matter what it is, it's still gonna void it. Okay? If you got problems with something, send it back before it gets worse. If you know it's starting to overheat, stop it before it overheats. Okay, if you see any overheating issue on your processors and they're starting to get hotter and hotter, turn the PC off, remove the processor from the motherboard, send the motherboard back to the manufacturer, and get a replacement or a warranty or your money back. Make sure you have a good 2-year warranty on the manufacturers and good 2-year warranty from the company, and have a 4-year warranty. I do a 4-year warranty on this. This PC I have here, everything has between 2 and 4 years on a warranty. So if anything screws up, I can send it back and they can investigate it. Simple as that. So my PC's warranted all the way up to my fans. The PSU, everything's warranted. So if you're buying stuff that's not warranted and you're getting upset because you got used products that you don't have a warranty on and you can't send them back to the manufacturer, well, then that's the difference between used and brand new. But if you're getting brand new and you don't put a warranty on it, you say, oh, hell with the warranty, I don't really need it, it's just extra, costing me extra. Well, think about what extra it's really going to cost you when you don't have a warranty. So think about that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get on to graphics card nightmares right here on JJ's PC Builds. I do apologize, but I wanted to put that little disclaimer out there. Okay? I wanted to put that little disclaimer. Anything you do to build a PC to make it better, but to modify it, to make it to overdrive the computer, that's something that voids the warranty. Okay, when you go to modify the BIOS to make it, to run at 200%, that's going to void the warranty. Run it at stock normal, that doesn't void the warranty. So just to get that out there, just to let you know. Let's go ahead and kind of get ourselves set up and get ready to do the graphics card nightmares and see what's happening this week right here on JJ's PC Builds. So we're going to go to the action screen, and I know I took 14 minutes of your time to do this, so 14 minutes is 14 minutes, but this is to get my point out. Okay, so now we're to the action screen. Let's go ahead and see what Amazon's got cooking this week. Let's see what Amazon's got cooking this week when it comes to graphics cards. Let's see. Graphics cards and electronics. Okay. Already, it looks like the 580 still at 119. I thought they had that cheaper. I think they had that like at 108 or something like that. But these companies right here are just following suit to the same. So, a 3060 for 359 doesn't look like the price changed on that. Do remember, you can go back to last week on Graphics Card Nightmares just to see what the pricing was last week. 4090 OC, look at that, $2,000. Okay, Asus Strix 4090 OC, $2,000. Okay, 3060 Twin OC, $348. I mean, they got the 3060s out. It looks like they're pushing the 3060s. They got a 4070 Ti, which I'm not really going to recommend the 4070 Ti. Because I'm going to tell you why. It's not because of how the product is or what manufacturer it's from. It's just the price level. I can't see if you're going to pay $600 for a 4070 non-Ti, right? And you're going to pay $250 for the 4070 Ti, $250 more. I would, and truthfully, the 4070 and the difference between the 4070 and the 4070 Ti is only 25%. So you're paying $250 for 25%. So what are you really getting? Let's see. 25% and you divide it by 250. So that's all you're getting. 0.1% of performance. That's it. 0.1% of performance. So I don't really see that, spending $850 for the 4070 Ti is not worth price to performance. So I'd rather get the 4070 myself. Okay, it has DLSS 3, it has everything AV1 encoding and everything else, same as the 4070 Ti. Specs wise, the only difference between the 4070 Ti and the 4070 is the amount of cores. And that's what, in a nutshell, on an average, that's what it based down to, the cores. So that's the way I look at it. This one's 1,000. I understand Asus is trying to push their stuff, but I can't see paying $1,000 for a graphics card, no matter what kind of graphics card it is. No matter what kind of graphics card it is, I can't see paying $1,000. Now, $600, I can see that's kind of teetering on the top end for me. They got the 6700 XT for $280 right here. That's not a bad deal, but it's 10 gigabyte. So you do the math. And this is how I do the math. Okay, right here, we'll move this over. Let's say you pay $600 for a 4070 non-Ti, right? Okay, so you minus that from 280. So you're spending. So this card right here, the 6700 for 10 gigabyte GDR6, you're spending $320 more to get a 4070. But price to performance wise, the 4070 is a lot better than the 6700, the RX 6700. So you get twice the amount of performance from a 4070 than you do the 6700. So yeah, it's well worth. It's right there on the performance line. So as far as the 3050, see, they raised the price of the 3050. Okay, so the 3050 used to have a lower price than this. It used to be like at like 239, I think, somewhere around there, but now they got it at about 269. But it's 8 gigabytes. Okay, I just don't see it for the price. Okay, so even the RTX 3060 Ti, I really don't see it. Because the simple fact is the RTX 4070 non-Ti can keep up with some games compared to the RTX 3080. Okay, it can keep up with some of the games. So, looking at the price, like the price of the 5500 XT right here, 139, hasn't changed. RTX 3070, $500. Okay, now that's 8 gigabytes. I want you to look at that very carefully. Okay, now for $599, you can get 12 gigabytes from the 4079 Ti. And plus DLSS 3 and everything else. So that's what you got to look at. That's what you got to look forward to. Okay? Compared to the last generation, to the new generation. And all in all, I'm going to be honest with you, the 3060 Ti and the 3060 and the 3050 are not going to be worth the price to performance. They're not going to be worth it. The 4070 cuts it right in half. Down to the low side, and to half to the low side, cuts it right down the middle from half to half. Half to the low side, half to the high side. So it's right there in the middle. Right there in the middle. A lot of people are saying, well, none of the people are buying the 4070 because they're too expensive. I started to say that myself, but then I started looking at the charts, for the speeds and stuff like that and the capabilities, and I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm going, oh my God, a lot of games work very well with the 4070 non-Ti, and they rock right along. Now, when you get the 4070 non-Ti, well surpassing AMD's 7900 XT, and sort of keeping up with the 7900 XTX, definitely will blow out the water that this new RX 7600, new one they got coming out. It's definitely going to surpass that. And if nvidia really wanted, they could drop $100 off of the RTX 4070, and that would really jolt AMD. That would really set the price difference. And if they really went further than that, they would drop $200 off of it. So if they dropped $200 off of the RTX 4070, they would be selling them like hotcakes. Everybody would be like, oh yeah, now it's worth the price of performance. You cut $200 off of it. Oh yeah, most definitely. Now, if they had a 16 gigabyte version of the 4070 non-Ti, then I could see selling that at $599. I could see that being at $599. Okay, $399, I can see the 12 gigabyte. Okay. At $199, I can see an 8 gigabyte. So, if you do each one of those SKUs, 16, 12, and 8, like the 4070, the 4070 Ti, and so on, you do each one of the SKUs in 3 different variations, like 8 gigabyte, 12 gigabyte, 16 gigabyte, you're giving people more variety to choose from what they really want. That would set nvidia in their own category by taking each one of their SKUs, giving them different selections of RAM that they can order, that they can, people can buy. It seems like a great deal. This is kind of going to be a long video, y'all, so make sure y'all stick around to the end, and because it's just going to I'm going to have a lot going on this week. So next week I got the parts that I ordered coming in. I'll make sure I share it with you so y'all don't go anywhere and don't touch that dial, because we definitely got more stuff coming. And I told y'all I was going to start getting parts. And guess what? I've started buying parts. So I got more coming in. And as soon as they coming in, I'll make sure I share it with you all. So just to let you know. I mean, they got a 1660 Super for $169. That's good. That's good entry level if you're doing it, for a smaller system. That's not too bad for $169. The RX 550, I don't see that for that, because you can go and get an RX 580 for $119, or you can go get an RX 590 for like what, $120. So depends on what you want. This is 192-bit, 239. These generations, understand this. The 10 series includes the 1660 and all them in the 10 series. 10 series should not be over $100. All 10 series should not be over $100. From 10 series down should not be over $100. It should be not even over $75. Price to performance, it should not be over $75. Any of them. Now the 20 series should not be anything over $300. Or no, not anything over $200 or $150. $150 would be very sufficient. Or down. 30 series, there should be nothing over $200. Nothing over $200 in the 30 series. The 40 series, there should be nothing over $600. That's just my opinion when it comes to nvidia. That's just my opinion, and a lot of people have been saying that to me. Your maximum point should not be over $600, period. I understand you got people to feed, and you got, a business to run, but you can't, if you're not selling anything, guess what? Your product's sitting and it's going stagnant. So with that stagnation, you're not selling anything. People are not buying, people are returning, people don't want it. So you don't want that kind of stagnation. But anyway, we are moving on through the graphics cards. Let's see. 4090, it's over $2,000. 4080, it's over $1,200. Okay. 4070 Ti is over $800. And so on. All right, we had a good look through Amazon. Let's go to Newegg. We got to move this along because I don't want this to be too long of a video, but not too short. So we'll go to Neweggers. and see what they got going on. I know I did a lot of talking through this set of graphics card nightmares, but you know, we want to make sure that everybody sees everything that's going on. You know, we want to make sure that y'all understand what's going on. And the pricing of the graphics cards, they're starting to get better. I mean, this one's not too bad for $569, but it's a 3070 Ti. Okay? It's a 3070 Ti. And it's 8 gigabytes for $569. 4070 non-Ti for $599 gives you 12 gigabytes. So think about that very carefully before you buy. So, right here, 4070, $599. 3060, $364. Price to performance, 4070 is still going to come out on the top. 3060, 12 gigabytes, still. 4070 is still going to come out on top. 4080, 4070 Ti, 4070. They overpriced some of this stuff. Way overpriced. 3070 V2 for $470. Yeah, I kind of think about that. But it's only going to give you DLSS 2 instead of the DLSS 3. You have the H264 encoding, but with this one here, but you don't have the AV1 encoding with this. Okay, there's positives and negatives. And I'm looking at the features as well as the baseline to see what it's going to give me. And so far, I'll be honest with you all, and I'm going to tell you, I don't see that, the RTX 4070 being a bad card. I really don't. I don't see it being bad at all. Compared to the 7900 XTX, the 4070 seems to be right there. Difference is the 7900 RX 7900 XTX from AMD is 24 gigabyte. Okay, this 4070 is 12 gigabyte. Okay, the difference is the amount of VRAM on one compared to the other. If they put 24 gigabyte of VRAM, on this RTX 4070, you know how bad of a card that would be? I mean, even though it having low core count, it's still keeping up there with the rest of it. So, to me, I think it's doing pretty good. $219 for the 6600, 8 gigabyte. Now, a lot of people are going to be buying. The 8 gigabytes are going to be going cheaper sooner or later. So make sure you all look for the pricing on the 8 gigabyte cards, because sooner or later it's all going to be moved up to the 12 gigabyte versions or more. So you get 12, you get 16, and 24. So that's something to really think about right there. And I'm going to be honest with you, think about it. I mean, if you're going to spend that kind of money for an 8 gigabyte card, it's best to spend a couple extra dollars and get the 12 gigabyte, really. Especially if you can get some kind of discount deals or open box deals, because there's plenty of open box deals right now. Plenty of open box deals right now with Best Buy, Micro Center, and a lot of the companies. A lot of these retailers. So make sure you check them out and see if you can inquire on open boxes. So maybe you'll find an open box, get a couple $100 knocked off of it, and boom, you're off to the races once again. So that's something to think about when you're shopping, if you want to save a couple hundred extra dollars, best to do it like that. Now, if I were to get a graphics card myself, that's what I would be looking for, is some kind of open box. They still got this one here, but this is 8 gigabytes. You know, it's $279. It's a good starter entry card for low level games and stuff like that. That's not too bad. Okay. Now, 1660. Not a lot of people are running, you know, the 10 series anymore. I mean, there are some. Believe it or not, there are some that are running the 10 series. But anyway, let's go to e-waste. eBay, I meant. eBay. Let's go to eBay and see what they got going on. Now this is going into the used side of things. Let's type, get graphics card typed in there. Okay, let's go over here and let's fix it up. Buy it now. There we go. So now we got it pretty much set to where we don't have to see any extra crap. 159 used Power Color RX 5700 XT, 2060 Hawkeye, 159, RX 580, $70. That RX 580 is a good entry card, But as far as for creator work, I wouldn't suggest it for creator work. 5700 XT, 164, 3060 Ti, 280 or best offer, 3070, 8 gigabytes, $400. See, that's the thing. This is a used price. That's $400. Now, $200 more, you can get the 4070, which is going to surpass the 3070, the 4070 non-Ti. And the 4070 non-Ti has got 12 gigabytes. That's $200 more, and that's brand new price, and you get a 4-year warranty with the damn thing. And yes, if you shop on Amazon, you can get a 4-year warranty with your newer graphics cards. And it's good if you're going to have that graphics cards for 4 years. If you're going to hold on to that graphics card for 4 years, and you're going to be using it daily for 4 years, it's good to get that warranty on it. Because in 4 years, I know I'm not going to be holding on to a graphics card. After 4 years, maybe I want to go to something better. Maybe there's going to be something better in 4 years. So that's the reason why I have always used the 4-year rule. Okay, moving on down the road. Let's see, 6600 Pulse, 164. I'm sure when you shop, you can shop on eBay. They got a 3080 for $459. Now, do remember, the 3080 over at Amazon is close to equal to this price of used. Okay? Close to the equal price as used. When they're selling used at brand new prices, you're best to go get a 4-year warranty at brand new prices. For the same price they're selling it at used. Use your common sense when you buy. And that's exactly what I did. I waited. What happens when I get a discrete graphics card, I wait until I find the right one that's been seasoned and that's ready to go. That's not failing. That hasn't failed. Once it starts failing, then I'm going to start worrying about it. But get something that won't fail you. that you can take and put it through the ringer and make it work for you. Okay, so moving on down the road. And I'm going to say one thing. All my videos are uncut versions. You guys see exactly what I do from beginning to end. So whatever I do from beginning to end, you see everything. I don't cut the videos whatsoever. They stay as a whole. All I do is add on to them to let you know to subscribe. And it would help out the channel. Stuff like that, But I add to. I don't subtract from. All these videos that I've made are 100% to the letter. So when you watch them, you see everything from the beginning to the end. And that's the reason why I tell you to watch the videos from beginning to end. Is because you see everything I do. Everything is in real time, just to let you know. No, I wouldn't pay that for that $30.90. But, y'all are getting the point. Watching the videos week by week, it's not hard to look at what's going on. See right here, 4070 Ventus. Okay, a lot of people are kind of hesitant from the Ventus. So they're saying, that's not really the greatest card because rumors are having it that they're putting out a little bit more heat than usual. So they're some are not recommending you to get the Ventus from MSI. So that's $600. Get it brand new with the 4-year warranty from Amazon for $600. Simple as that. Where can you go wrong? As simple as that. Now we are going to move over here to Micro Center. It's what everybody's been looking on. Micro Center. Let's see what we can cook up. Let's see. Okay, we ain't doing that. I have an account with Micro Center. I just don't post it on here for y'all to see. And that wouldn't be right. Okay, so this is all they got in where you can buy online. This seems to be the only one that you're available to ship is 4070 Ti. Okay, items in the store. Let's go to the items in the store. 4090, 1700. 4090, 1800. 4090, 2000. Okay, 4070 dual, 600. 6950 XT, 649. I still think the 4070 is a better deal than the 6950, in my opinion. But compared to the 4070 Ti, 6950 might be better than the 4070 Ti. You never know. Or no way. 4070 Ti is definitely going to be 15% over. My bad. I need to get my bearings together this week. 4090, 1610. 4070 Ti, 800. You guys are getting the point that the prices are leveled right now. So when looking at the prices, they're pretty much level right now. So as last week, they're going to be the same as this week. I can see this. Yeah. That's a little bit of a deal. That's $40 off right here at Micro Center. Do you understand this? If you go over to Micro Center, they got it in Tustin, California. They got them in many spots. Go to your Micro Center. Go shopping. Price out everything. Get what you want. And I'm sure they'll have what you want. Micro Center's always been a good go-to. Just like Amazon, Micro Center is just a good go-to as well. So make sure you check them out at microcenter.com and check out Amazon at amazon.com. And believe it or not, I'm not paid to say that. They don't pay me to say anything. So, anyway, you all are getting a point on what the deal is. Okay, now let me go ahead and close this off. There we go. Alright, deal is this. You guys can see the prices that are going on right now. The prices are not really fluctuating up and down since last week, so they're staying the same. They're staying within 1 to 2 to 3% of up and down, being higher and lower. So prices are not really fluctuating right now. Now they're going to have the 3060 Ti coming out sometime end of May. Make sure y'all stick around to find out about that. But in my assessment, I'm thinking that the RTX 4070 non-Ti is right there in the middle. Even though it's $600, you can still get an open box for at least probably $100 off, maybe $150 off. Okay, if you get an open box. So that might be the best way to go too. If you can get $150 off, you do the math. So, but the 4070 Ti or the RTX 4070 might be your go-to. As far as using it for creator-wise, I have been seeing a couple of reviews on them. In my opinion, it seems like that there's a couple instances that that doesn't run good with the RTX 4070, but a majority of stuff is running great with the RTX 4070. So nvidia, even though that everybody says the price to performance is a little high, which I agree, about $150 too high. But overall, you look at how much it can cover and how much things it can do and speed-wise and everything else, it covers a lot. So for its price, like I said, it's about $150 too much. So, but for the performance, it's going to be way better than the 3060 Ti. It's going to be way better. And it's only 25% away from the 4070 Ti. So the 4070 is 25% less than the 4070 Ti, which is 25% more. So in that 25% more, I showed you guys the price to performance was only 1%. 1% higher. In actuality, overall, is only 1% higher compared to the 4070 Ti. The 4070 Ti. I still think the 4070 non-Ti is right down the middle for NVIDIA. For the 40 series, the 4070 is right down the middle. Especially being at 190 to 200 watts TDP, it's right down the middle. At 21 gigabits per second, it's right down the middle. So that might be a go-to card, so y'all don't count it out just yet. And if I ever decide to get one, we're going to test it out and we're going to do our thing. But do remember, I hope one day in the future we get these companies on board with, us here at JJ's PC Build to, see we're a growing community. We are a growing family community. So, But anyway, I'm not going to make this too long because right now it's at 50 minutes and I know it's going to take an hour and a half to get it uploaded to YouTube. So if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to work towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What I mean by 4,000 watch hours, you watched every video that I have from beginning to end, which is 240 videos. It would help out the channel. It would help us get monetized. And put positive likes on the video. Every video would be appreciated too. And that way YouTube would see that the more positive likes we get on our videos, they would advertise us out there more so we can get more subscribers. See, it's one hand washes another. So we're trying to work our hardest and best to get monetized. Now, I don't make, and understand this, I don't make videos every day, but I try to make a majority through the whole week. I try to get some content out to you guys about maybe four days out of the week. We'll try our best. We'll try to even be better. And then when we get a financial foothold into getting things done here, then it'll be each day. We're going to try every day. We're going to have something every day, something new. We're going to be able to advertise. We're going to be able to do our part. So don't give up on us just yet. We are trying our best. It's just me. When I say we, it's me and you here with us. I say us because it's you and me. We say we. And if I say us, that means you and me. That means you're watching my videos along with me, and I'm doing this in real time, so you're watching everything in real time. So there's nothing cut, and it's just raw. It's raw footage. All I do is add to the raw footage, and then I, put it through an assembly process to where it's like it's the final thing. I don't know what to say. You guys know what I mean. It's the final step in order to load it to YouTube. Okay, there's that final step you got to do before you can load it to YouTube. Okay, you guys know what I mean. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. And I want to say, before I get out of here, I want to say all the new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to the family. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart, right here. Welcome to the family. I love subscribers, and I love you guys being subscribed. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your relatives, tell everybody. Get subscribed with us here today. And every day, it would be appreciated. So, we're going to go ahead and jump out of here. Until the next time, and the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.